$5 million. That's the prize Beast Games originally promised its winner, before a dramatic coin flip in the Season 1 finale doubled it to $10 million. The most expensive reality show ever made. The show that broke 44 Guinness World Records. The show that got 50 million viewers in its first 25 days. The show that made Jimmy Donaldson the undisputed king of entertainment in 2024. But here's what nobody is talking about. That same $5 million? MrBeast's company paid it to someone else entirely before the show even started filming. A Toronto production company called MHQ. And now, MrBeast wants every single dollar back. And MHQ, they're not just refusing. They're suing MrBeast for another $5 million on top of it. $10 million. Competing lawsuits. Two companies that both say the other one owes them everything. And buried inside the court documents, a story way messier, way more chaotic, and way more revealing about how Beast Games actually got made than anything MrBeast has ever told you on camera. Part 1. Who is MHQ? Making a production at this scale isn't just about money and ideas. You need permits, union relationships, government contacts, tax credits, crew networks, infrastructure that takes years to build. MrBeast is the greatest content creator on the planet with over 400 million subscribers. He knows how to make videos people can't stop watching. But running a massive international production in a foreign country? That's a completely different game. That's where MHQ came in, deeply embedded in the Canadian film and TV industry. They know Downsview Park, the massive Toronto location where MrBeast's team built Beast City, the full-scale city set that became the centerpiece of the show. So, when MrBeast production entity came knocking in spring 2024, MHQ was exactly the local partner they needed for an absolutely insane plan. Film and AIR the largest reality competition show ever made, with 1,000 contestants. Premiered December 19th, 2024, 50 million viewers, Prime Video's most watched unscripted series ever. But the road to get there, according to the court documents, absolute disaster. Part 2, the $5 million handshake. On May 23rd, 2024, MrBeast's company wired $5 million to MHQ. And here's where it gets complicated. The two sides can't even agree on what that $5 million was for. MrBeast's side, advance payment, money up front to get things moving with the expectation MHQ would account for how it was spent. Deal fell through, get it back minus legitimate expenses. MHQ's side, compensation for work already being done, resources being committed, and projects being turned down to be available for this production. Both interpretations can be argued in court. But what happened next is the part nobody saw coming. Within 1 week of that payment, MrBeast's team decided to move the entire production to Atlanta, Georgia. MHQ was dropped. Think about MHQ's perspective. You've been handed a major deal. You've started turning down other work, allocating staff, doing location scouting, planning. And 1 week in, the client says, actually, we're going somewhere else. That's actually pretty terrible. The following week, like 7 days later, MrBeast's team reversed course. Atlanta wasn't viable, back to Toronto. They reached out to MHQ and offered to bring them back. MHQ said, no, burned once, not going through that again. So MrBeast was back in Toronto, no production partner, forced to rebuild local infrastructure from scratch. New relationships, new logistics, new everything. MrBeast's company says this is precisely why they need the $5 million back. MHQ did no meaningful work on the production that aired. MHQ has a very different take. Part 3. We created the blueprint. MHQ fights back. MHQ's argument isn't just, we deserve to keep the money. Their argument is that MrBeast's production team used their work after they were dropped. According to MHQ's legal filings, their contributions included location sourcing, identifying and securing Downsview Park, recruiting creative personnel, developing immigration plans for the international crew, building a tax credit strategy for Canadian film incentives. And MHQ argues that when MrBeast's new team came in, they didn't start from zero. They used the groundwork MHQ had already laid. MrBeast's team isn't buying it. Their position, MHQ has provided zero accounting of how the $5 million was spent. No receipts, no documentation. Show us where the money went. Part 4. The bigger chaos. Beast Games was a disaster behind the scenes. The MHQ lawsuit is not even the only legal problem surrounding Beast Games Season 1. The first signal something was wrong came before the Toronto production even began. The first official competitive round at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas. Over 2,000 people competed for a spot in the main show, later released on YouTube as 2,000 People Fight for $5 Million. The The CrowdStrike IT outage knocked out communications mid-filming. Extreme heat, logistical failures. Multiple contestants later alleged in court documents they were denied adequate food, water, and medical attention while being kept waiting for hours in Las Vegas heat. MrBeast's response: let the lawyers handle it. On Good Morning America in February 2025. I got to let the lawyers handle it, I can't comment. But I've personally talked to 700 to 800 contestants. They all want to come back. They all had a great time.
They were in unreasonable, unsafe, and unlawful employment conditions. How do you respond to that?
I got to let the lawyers handle that. I can't comment on it, but I can say I've personally talked to 700-800 contestants. They all want to come back. They all had a great time, and you can watch their content online, and I think it speaks for itself.
The lawsuit remains active as of early 2026. Meanwhile, during the Toronto shoot, ACTRA, the Canadian Performers Union, issued a do not work notice regarding Beast Games. Ontario's Ministry of Labour launched an investigation into an on-set injury at the Beast City set at Downsview Park. Contestant mistreatment allegations, a class action lawsuit, a union boycott, a government safety investigation, all during or just after Season 1 production. And MHQ was being associated with all of it without any of the upside. Part 5. How did the show succeed through all of this? Despite everything, the chaos, lawsuits, union disputes, government investigations, Beast Games was an absolute phenomenon. December 19th, 2024. 50 million viewers in 25 days. Prime Video's most watched unscripted series of all time. 44 certified Guinness World Records, a finale where the advertised $5 million prize doubled to $10 million via coin flip, making one contestant $10 million richer on live TV. How? 3 things. First, the problems were invisible to viewers. The audience saw spectacular challenges and exciting competition, not the behind-the-scenes chaos. Second, MrBeast's audience is extraordinarily loyal. Years of charitable content creates a trust reservoir that absorbs a lot of scandal. Third, some of Hollywood's most successful productions have been chaotic and exploitative behind the scenes. It explains how you can have labor complaints and a record-breaking show simultaneously. Part 6. The bigger picture. Let's zoom out. What does all of this actually mean? When MrBeast decided to make Beast Games, he was making the leap from YouTube creator to legitimate Hollywood producer. 2 completely different worlds with completely different rules. On YouTube, he's a genius. He understands the algorithm, but Hollywood has its own ecosystem. Professional norms that exist because the entertainment industry is full of productions that cut corners and eventually faced consequences. MrBeast's team walked into that world at YouTube speed. The result was a production that broke records and generated multiple lawsuits simultaneously. The MHQ situation is a perfect case study. MHQ is an established player with professional standards. They expected agreements to be respected, payments to be defined, partnerships to be honored. They were not prepared to be treated like a vendor you pick up and drop. Part 7. What happens next and what to watch for. The MHQ case is in the Ontario Superior Court of Justice. These commercial disputes can take years. If MHQ has no documentation of how the $5 million was spent, that's a serious problem. If MrBeast's team has communications showing they understood the payment as a fee, that undermines their claim. So that's where we are. Subscribe if you want to keep following this story. Every court filing is going to add another layer to what is genuinely one of the most fascinating media business stories of our time. Drop a comment. Do you think MrBeast should get the $5 million back? Or do you think MHQ earned it? I could see a jury going either way. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.